Duelist of the Friendship Cup by Drakey C. Chapter 27. Part 2 of Twilight vs. Sombra. Sunset life points 400. Twilight life points 7,900. Sombra life points 12,600. Twilight put a hand on her deck. My turn. She drew into her card and set it on her dual disc. I activate the spell card, Solar Recharge. This lets me discard Aaron, my sword monk, and draw 2 cards from my deck. And then I discard 2 cards from the top of my deck. Twilight's deck ejected 2 cards. They were attracted to as she picked them up. Twilight's deck, 16 cards. I summon Lamania, Light Sword Summoner in defense mode. A woman with white robes and pale blonde hair rose in front of Twilight, kneeling with her arms crossed over her chest. Deck points 1,000. I then activate Lamania as a special ability. By discarding Jayan, Light Sword Paladin from my hand, I revive a Light Sword monster from my graveyard. I revive my Felis, Light Sword Archer. Mia kept her hands together and produced a glowing orb of light. The orb circled her and then floated down beside her, where it grew and expanded to Felis, kneeling with his bow at the ready. I then activate Felis' effect by offering its tribute side of Felis destroyed. Felis raised its bow and pulled back the arrow on a string. Twilight pointed, I choose your Wave King Caesar! Felis loosed its arrow and flew across the field. I will activate Caesar's ability. Sombra tapped the screen on his dual disc. One of the blue R's floating around dispersed and rained down over it. By detaching one of its XYZ materials, any destroyed monsters will be revived at the end of your battle phase. Felis' arrow struck Caesar and shattered a burst of light. Sombra took a card from his dual disc. It said Caesar was sent to the graveyard, and will use this effect to add a dark contract with the gate to my hand. Twilight nodded. You see, Felis' effect also causes me to discard 3 cards from the top of my deck. Her dual disc beat to see what down at. One of my discard cards was Wolf Lightsworn Beast, so I revived him in defense mode. Around Twilight, a humanoid white wolf with white and gold armor and an axe appeared, kneeling with his axe planted on the ground. Attack points 2,100. I set a card and end my turn. Since I didn't conduct my battle phase as a revive, and during the end of my turn, the effect of Lamania sends 3 more cards from my deck to the graveyard. Twilight's deck, 10 cards. Sunset frowned. What's she doing? She could have used Lamania's effect to revive Ryan in the Secret Summit. Her dual disc beat to indicate her turn, but she ignored it. She wouldn't be holding back to sabotage us, as she would not have just joined us. She was helping Sombra. Is she afraid? Twilight. When Twilight turned her head to Sunset, Sunset gave her a stern look. This is the most dangerous duel either one of us has faced. Can't let nerves get to us, right? Twilight swallowed heavily, nodded back. Sorry. It's okay. Sunset looked back at Sombra. My turn, Nail. She drew Sarah Carter her dual disc. I activate the spell, Harmony Jewel. I return Hynesis from my Paladin zone to my extra deck and draw a card. Hynesis faded away in the air as Sunset drew again. I then activate the spell card, Harmony Sprout. This lets me return Magnanimity and Pietas from my graveyard to my hand. Then, I summon Magnanimity to the field. As her monster materialized in front of her, rapier at the ready, Sunset had another card already in her hand. I activate Harmony Guardian Infernal Superfist from my anti-pendulum zone. A pillar of teal light shot into the air beside Sunset. A warrior woman with a helmet over her eyes and green and purple armor rose within it, a flail with a metal disc on the chain hanging at her tip. Sunset breathed deep. Here we go. Using the Scale 3 Harmony Guardian Infernal Summonere and the Scale 9 Harmony Guardian Infernal Superpurpose, I Pendulum Summon! Soaring blue and green portal opened above Sunset. She reached her dual disc and grabbed her cards and held them out. From my hand, I summon Harmony Guardian Pietas and Harmony Guardian Recesis. And from my extra deck, I summon Harmony Guardian Gracia and Harmony Guardian Decium! 4 blasts of light swirled out from the portal, slammed to the field in front of Sunset. Decium stood up, Harmony in glowing orange and hefty her mace. Beside her, Pietas stretched his arms up and spun the lance over her head. On the other side of Magnanimity, Gracia gripped her whip from the hip and let it uncoil on the ground. On the far end of the row, Gracia swirled a pair of crossbows and pointed them across the field, winking. Attack points 1,400. Sombra's eyebrows raised. 5 monsters. Very impressive. I'm not done yet. Sunset thrust her hand out. I activate Cerberus' Pendulum ability. I can conduct a secret summon using Cerberus in the Pendulum Zone as the turner, and a Harmony Guardian monster on my side of the field. Adieu, Cerberus! Apietas! Juniper flew out of the light pillar and turned his four green wings. The rings descended around Pietas and began to spin, Pietas growing teal. He harmonized his spirits as a guardian of loyalty and the fallen guardian of inspiration, and opened his dimensional gates to call upon the harshest of dark musicians. Sunset grabbed her cards and ejected for her dual disc and set on her tray. Synchro Summon! Awaken! Level 8 Harmony Guardian! Inferno Rete! The rings around Pietas exploded out and the glow faded, revealing Sunset's new monster. Armored in violet and green with a red gem sewn in his chest, it grabbed the tray from his back, purple and green lightning coursing along it, planted on the ground. Attack place 2300. Since I special summoned a Harmony Guardian monster, the effects of Resius, Gracius, and Magnanimity all activate. Magnanimity lets me draw a card. Gracia prevents my Harmony Guardians from being destroyed in battle next turn, and Resius against any battle damage I take on your next turn. And thus, your field is universally impenetrable. Sombra thought as he smiled. Your pendulums truly are something wondrous, Sunset simmered. If you like them now, let me give you a closer look. Sunset pointed. Harmony Guardian, Infernal Adesium! Attack DDD, a Supreme King Kaiser! Adesium flapped her wings and flew across the field, mace in her hands. At this time, the effect of Harmony Guardian Infernal Sonare and my pendulum zone activates. When a Harmony Guardian battles, Sonare can lower the attack power of your monster by 800. Sonare held up her hands and fired a ray of blue light. The light saw past Adesium struck Kaiser, into the silver-armored demon groaning and stumbling. Attack points 2,000. Adesium reached it and slammed his mace into his chest, sending Kaiser falling back to shatter as he hit the ground. Sombra life points 12,500. And then Adesium effects activates. Sombra Sunset smirked. You take damage equal to the defense points of the monster you see destroyed. Adesium held his mace out, saw barrage of words lightning at Sombra. You insult me, Sunset. Sombra snorted. The ghostly image of Oracle King Diark appeared in front of him, and lightning passed through it, turning blue before it hit Sombra. Did you not think I would maintain a defense against that effect? As long as my Oracle King Diark is on the field, any damage I take is reversed into healing. Sombra life points 14,600. Sunset scowled. Fine, but she'll be going away now. The effect of Sonare can be used multiple times each turn. So now, Arete attacks your Oracle King Diark! Arete flew forward, slamming and aiming his tray in Diark. Attack points 2,000. Binding his feet on the ground in front of Diark and skewered through the chest. Purple light. Sombra life points 14,300. And now, you're wide open, Sunset smiled. Harmony Guardian Resius, Gracius, Magnanimity, attack Sombra directly! In front of Sunset, Resius fired her crossbows and fired a pair of sparkling pink bolts. Gracia, Magnanimity, ran alongside them. Gracia spitting and lashing out her whip, Magnanimity standing over a rapier. The rapier bolts hit Sombra, and he stepped back with a grunt. Gracia's whip snapped into the air in front of him, and he stumbled. Magnanimity's rapier nearly missed his head as he fell back, collapsing to the ground. Sombra life points 10,800. I end my turn. Sunset's monsters rested on her field as the face-down card materialized behind them. Sombra slowly closed to his feet, breathing deeply. Reached to his tech and drew. My turn. And since it's your standby phase, you take 1,000 points of damage for your Dark Contract cards, Sunset called. Sombra looked down at two hands emerging from the ground, the contracts in their hands glowing red. His body lit up in the same light and cried out as he was shocked. Sombra life points 8,800. Well done indeed, he hissed. He sneered and reached to his hand. Your perseverance in the face of the superior ability is admirable, but I won't allow an upstart who thinks he can control this duel. His eyes lit up bright green. I consider your efforts a personal insult now. An insult that will not stand. Sunset tensed. Oh no. I activate a copy of Dark Contract of the Gate, and invoke the power of both copies to add 2 DD monsters from my deck to my hand. Sombra's eyes flied brighter. He set glow to same green as 2 cards materialized at the top and slid to his fingers. He grabbed the card and held it in his hand. Using the Scale 0 DDD Crystal Green Fersurete and the Scale 13 DDD Crystal King Fenruta, I set the petal scales. The ground shook. The cards in Sombra's hand vanished and reappeared above him, rays of blue and red light shining around him. The card in the blue shifted and grew, forming a purple-skinned demon in deep blue cloak and long blue hair. The lower body fancied to an orb of blue light. In the red light, The other card turned gray-skinned demon clad in a red cloak with black hair. Its lower body connected to an orb of red light. While their eyes lit up green as pillars of light rose around them, blue and red. Scales of 0 and 13, Twilight whispered. He can summon anything! Yes, but now I will summon this. Sombra said his drawing card on his dual disc. I summon D.D. Night Owl. A large pair of disembodied jowls with rows of fangs appeared on Sombra's field. Attack points 300. When Night Owl is summoned, I can revive a D.D. monster in the graveyard. Return to my field, Oracle King the Ark! Night Owl turned his jaws and fired a dark ray of light into the ground, the arc rising within it. Sombra swept his hand out. Then, I tuned my level 3 D.D. Night Owl, and with my level 7 D.D. Oracle King the Ark. Night Owl split into 3 green rings and circled the arc as a cyclone of wind rose around them. Sombra's eyes glowed green. Demon of fangs and demon of miracles, align your powers and evoke to form an inaudible storming demon king! Sombra held his hand out to his side, his card appearing in his fingers. Synchro summon! Arise! Level 10 D.D. Gus High King Alexander! A massive silver and green sword sliced through the cyclone, dispersing it and revealing a demonic knight in gleaming silver and red armor, orbs on the armor glowing bright blue. A flowing green key fluttering on his back as it hefted its sword and bellowed. Attack points 3,000. I now invoke the powers of my pendulum monsters. Sombra thrust his hand out. Pendulum summon! From my extra deck, come forth D.D. Savant Nicola and D.D. Savant Copernicus! The pendulum summoning portal opened between Sombra's pendulums, glowing red, blue, and green. Nicola and Copernicus descended to his field. Nicola's cloak rustling and Copernicus slowing to a halt. Since I have summoned a D.D. monster, the effect of Gus High King Alexander activates, reviving my D.D. Baphomet in the graveyard. Alexander pointed his sword at the ground, and a rust of wind heralded the appearance of Baphomet, kneeling. I then activate the effect of Baphomet to change the level of my Copernicus to 6. Copernicus' gyroscope clicked and turned, the orange core in the center glowing brighter. I overlaid my D.D. Savant Copernicus and my D.D. Savant Nikolai. Using my 2 level 6 monsters, I construct the overlay network. Nikolai retracted until his only red power core flowed into Copernicus. His gyroscope spinning as dark airs he consumed it. Astronomy and demon of technology. Unite your powers and invoke to form an indomitable, crashing demon king. Sombra thrust his hand into the air. XYZ summon! Come forth! Rank 6! DDD! High Wave King Caesar! A column of wire burst up into the combination of Sombra's monster. The wires lowered to reveal a massive demon in blue and gray armor. A large spiked club in his hands. It swung the club to the ground, creating a tremor. Then spun back into his shoulders. Attack points 2,800. Finally, I activate the effect of Dark Contract with the Sun King. I banish D.D. Baphomet and D.D. Supreme King Kaiser in my graveyard to perform a fusion summon. 2 monsters appear Sombra and swirl together in a purple vortex. Demon of Feathers and Demon of Conquest, combine your powers and evoke to form an indomitable, blazing Demon King! Sombra held his card up. Fusion summon. Awaken. Level 8 D.D. Wave King High King Genghis! A spiral of flame erupted from the vortex and watched over Sombra's field. His burst revealed a demon in black armor. Red and blue bands wrapped around its limbs. 4 arms raised 3 flaming swords and a shield into the air. Hanging together, and swept them out. Attack points 2,800. Sombra chuckled softly as his 3 monsters glowed in front of him, eyes flashing green. Now that my monsters are set, I will power my pendulum monsters. First, D.D. Crystal Queen Fresroke. Once per turn, I can destroy a Dark Contract card on my side of the field, and add another Dark Contract with a different name from my deck to my hand. I destroy Dark Contract with the Salt King, and add to my hand Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness. Fresroke glowed with a blue aura, her cloak fluttering and her power core flashing. One of the hands in front of Sombra, holding a contract, glowed the same light and retracted to the ground. Sombra's dual disc beeped and ejected a card to his hand. He looked at sunset, a small frown on his lips. A pity that your Harmony Guardians have provided you with such potent protection, or else it will eliminate you from this duel. But no matter. He turned his eyes to the side. Your partner's defenses are far easier to circumvent. Tense as Sombra thrust his hand toward her. I will activate the pendulum effect of D.D. Crystal King Fimbulot Winter. By destroying a dark contract side of my side of the field, I can destroy a card on my opponent's side of the field. I dispose of dark contract with a gate to destroy a light storm barrier. Like gas. Above Sombra, Flame Blue Winter glowed red. And in front of Sombra turned into red energy was sucked up into Flame Blue Winter's power core. An orb flashed and fired a red light across the field. Hologram and Twilight's trap card sparked and exploded as light struck it. And now, Sombra's outstretched hands clenched to a fist. D, Flame High King Genghis. Attack a minion, Light Sworn Summoner! Genghis ran forward, its three swords swirling in the air over his head. It raised Luminia, brought the blades down in a tri-directional cleave. Luminia shrieked and shattered. Next, D, Wave King Caesar. Attack Wolf, Light Sworn Beast! Caesar charged. The ground shaking under its step, pulling its massive sword through the wolf. Wolf was bisected. Now your monsters are gone. Sombra sniffed. I do believe this is the time to note the effect of D, Gus King, High King Alexander. Since I control 3 triple D monsters, Alexander gains 3,000 attack points. He pointed at Twilight. Triple D, Gus King Alexander. Attack Twilight Sparkle directly! Alexander, now with attack points of 6,000, raised his sword. Gust of wind swirling around it. It jumped across the field. I activate my trap card! Glorious Illusion! Twilight called, pressing a dual disc screen. This card revives the Light Sworn monster in my graveyard. Waste my time. Sombra snorted as he raised a hand and snapped his fingers. The effective Wave High King Caesar negates to destroy the card effect of yours that would summon a monster. Caesar slammed his sword to the ground as a shockwave of blue energy raced across the field, struck Twilight's trap it. Then, Caesar and another monster I control gained 1,800 attack points for the rest of the turn. I choose my Alexander. Twilight's eyes widened as Alexander's sword lit up blue and green, the two colors trailing around the blades. Attack points 7,800. Alexander descended on Twilight, slammed his sword into her, sending her flying back in a wave of wind and water. Twilight life points 100. Twilight! Sunset ran over to her and knelt. Twilight weakly pushed herself into the sitting position, panting heavily. Water dripped from her hair. Small cuts were darted around her uniform where the winds had torn them. It can't be, Twilight whispered. You're correct. I send one card and end my turn. Twilight's dual disc beeped. She looked down at it. Twilight's dual disc beeped. She looked down at it. Come on, Twilight. Sunset stood up and held out a hand. We're not out of this yet. Twilight took the offered hand and let Sunset pull her up. She shook her head. How do we strike back? I don't know. Sunset moved her hand to Twilight's shoulder. If we don't try, we won't find our way. Twilight slowly drifted her arm in front of her and picked up her card her dual disc had ejected. She looked at it, took a hold of the other card and left it in her hand. I summon Minerva, Light Sworn Maiden in defense mode. A young girl in a white orb with short auburn hair materialized in front of Twilight. Now perched on her shoulder. Attack points 800. When Minerva is summoned, I can add a light attribute dragon monster from my deck to my hand, with a level equal or less to the number of Light Sworn monsters in my graveyard. Twilight saw, I have way more than 8, so I add Judgment Dragon to my hand. Sombra held up a hand. At this time, I will activate my set card. The Continuous Trap, Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness. The card flipped up before Sombra, and a purple mist spewed out of it, washing over Twilight and Sunset. While I control 2 D&D monsters in my pendulum zones, my opponent is forbidden from targeting monsters on the field with spell or trap effects. Attributing monsters for a summoning or using monsters on the field for a fusion, Synchro or XYZ summon. That's fair. I wasn't going to Synchro summon anyway, Twilight said. I special summoned Judgment Dragon in defense mode. Mars White Dragon appeared standing above Twilight. Its wings swept forward to shield its face. Attack points 3,000. I set a card and end my turn. The effects of my monsters sent 6 cards from my deck to the graveyard. Twilight stacked 2 cards. You did your best, Sunset. Sunset said. No, I didn't. Twilight muttered. I could have secret summoned last turn. Used Michael to turn things around and recovered my life points. I would have been able to use Judgment Dragon's effect to destroy his field. If you used Michael's effect to shuffle your deck, you might not have drawn Judgment Dragon. Sunset put her hand over Twilight's. Beat yourself up about your mistakes now. It won't help us win the duel. We're going to lose because of me. Twilight looked up at her. Sorry, I just wanted to help. Make your move, Sunset Simmer. Sombra said loudly. Sunset glared down. Fine! She drew into her hand. She paused and looked over where her monsters were still standing in place. Oh no. What? I have no room left to summon. Sunset said. Her eyes moved to the Harmony Guardians. Egesium, Arete, Bricia, Gracious, Magnanimity, and Sonare following her pendulum zone. My field is full. I don't even have a second copy of my extra deck monsters to try and summon another one. Even I did. I need a way to destroy his trap card, and I don't have one! Then what do you do? Sunset sighed. Just this. I activate Harmony Guardian Magia in my anti-pendulum zone. A pillar of purple light rose next to Sonare. A warrior in smooth purple armor rose within it, holding a long wooden staff. Twilight blinked and raised her head to stare at the monster floating above them. That monster! Wait, what is it? A memory of a friend. Sunset whispered. I activate Magia's ability. I can return a harmony spell or trap in my graveyard to my hand. I can't activate it this turn. Sunset held her hand. I'll take this. Harmony Shock. I switch monsters to defense mode. And set my card and end my turn. That's it. Sombra sword. A pitiful display from both of you. Is this a limit of how far your powers can take you? He reached his deck and his eyes glowed green. Very well. Let's end this. He drew his card bright green in his hand. During my standby phase, the effects of my 2 dark contracts each inflict 1,000 points of damage to my life points. I'm certain where, since the conveniences are disagreeable to me. I thus use the effect of Triple D Crystal Queen for Roscarete. Any effect damage inflicted to me by a dark contract in his hand says Morosky fired a blue beam of Erziam, body glowing. Several life points, 10,800. Sunset held her hand. I'll then use my set card, the quick play spell Harmony Shock. By returning a Harmony Guardian Mazia to the extra deck, I destroy your dark contract with the gate. Mazia was drawn into Sunset's spell into tendrils of purple light. Blasts of lightning fired the Sombra's spell, shattering it. No matter. I do not need further monsters than what I have. Sombra turned over his drawn card. I activate the spell card, Dark Contract with a crystal key. A crystal hand rose from the field at Sombra's feet and unfurled a rolled piece of parchment, text glowing red. For this turn, my Triple D monsters are forbidden from performing direct attacks. However, for each spell and trap card I control at the start of my battle phase, a Triple D monster can perform 2 attacks on monsters. Then at the end of my battle phase, for every 2 monsters they defeated, I can destroy a spell or trap card in the field. Sombra thrust his hand out. Let us begin. Triple D, Gust King, High Alexander, attack Harmony Guardian, Infernal Datium, Harmony Guardian, Infernal Arete! Next, Triple D, High Wave King Caesar, attack Harmony Guardian Recesius and Harmony Guardian Magnanimity. Caesar slammed his sword to the ground, a tidal wave washed over the field, striking Recesius and Magnanimity and carrying them away to be lost under the wire. Finally, Triple D, Flame High King Genghis, attacked Minerva, Light Sword Maiden, and Judgment Dragon. Genghis pointed his swords down and shot 2 streams of flame from his lips. Minerva cried out as the blast wrapped around her, Judgment Dragon before they exploded. Sombra's contract lit up. At the end of my battle phase, the effect of my dark contract now allows me to destroy up to 3 spell or trap cards. Sombra pointed at each card as he spoke. I destroy Harmony Guardian, Infernal Sonare, and Twilight Sparkle's set card. Lighting the contract shot 2 orbs of light in Sunset and Twilight. The first light orb struck Sonare as he convulsed, exploding in red energy. The second orb hit Twilight's Light Sword Judgment as it flicked up and exploded in the same energy. Ah, there's one final card left. Sombra eyed Gracia kneeling in front of Sunset. I activate the effect of Triple Crystal King from Winter. I destroy Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness and the Harmony Guardian Gracia. The contract rolled up. It was drawn into the power core from Winter. A ray of red light struck Gracia as he exploded. I end my turn. Sombra crossed his arms. Nothing on the field, nothing in your hands. Take your final 2 turns before this duel ends. Twilight's hand shook. Sunset gripped it tighter. Ignore him, Twilight. He's right! Twilight protested. No, he isn't. Sunset looked into her eyes. Sombra is using magic to augment his deck. It's the same power we have. If he could create cards like that from will, we could do the same. Not like that, we can't! Twilight shook her head. Not like that, no. But we could create something better. Chess. I used magic to create a whole new deck theme that almost beat me. Somehow, my magic created a new type of card. She glared across the field. What has Sombra done to outside what we could do? You recall she needed my help to manifest her Twilight swords. Sombra said. No, she doesn't. Sunset looked back at Twilight. Twilight, believe me when I say he's lying. This is your power. The only reason Sombra would have any interest in your magic was something he wanted, the same way he wants mine. If he thinks your power was good enough to defeat mine, then I say it's the same sign that he thinks you're as strong as me. You think so? Twilight whispered. Maybe. Sunset moved Twilight's hand to her deck. We're about to find out. I believe you have it in you to beat him here and now. Sombra said you weren't good enough. Draw your card and prove him wrong! Twilight gripped her card. I don't know if I can. If you'll try it for me, that's enough. Sunset smiled. That's a friend telling you that, so you know I mean it. Two gases, purple light shone beneath her hands. Sunset pulled her hand back and stepped away. Twilight looked down, her deck glowing bright purple. This is my magic? You got it, Sunset nodded. So show what I could do. Looking up at Sombra, Twilight steeled herself. My turn! She drew a purple light streaking through the air as she swung her card out. She turned it over and set it on her dual disc. I summon Scientia! Light Sword Scholar! A sacred portal glowing with golden light appeared in front of Twilight. A woman folding a white rose with gold trim rose out. Bud tuggled on her arm. Gold and blonde hair spun itself into a bun as she raised her head and snapped her frame clothing fluttering. Attack points 500. Twilight took a breath before continuing. I activate Scientia's special ability. I can send the top card of my deck to the graveyard, and if it's a Life Swan monster, I can conduct a Synchro Summon using that monster and Scientia as a turner. Scientia grabbed her book and held it out between her hands, opening it to let the pages flip. Last card. Twilight looked at Sunset and reached down and picked up the card. She turned to the card glowing. She smiled and held it out. The last card in my deck is Celestia, my Sworn Angel! So I too, level 3 Scientia and level 5 Celestia! 5 glowing yellow motes swirled out of Scientia's book and circled it. A ray of golden light lit from the above, and the monsters rose in the air. And going brighter, light drew up into a golden orb around Scientia. Twilight's eyes glowed purple as she spoke. With the knowledge of the scholar and the wisdom of the angel, I call the heavens to send down the envoy of true judgment! She held her hand in the air. Purple and gold particles swirled up her arm and got in her palm, forming a glowing card. Synchro Summon! Descend! The light! Judgment! The Dragon of Heaven! Well, a flash of light, the golden arrow extended out. Sunset looked up, eyes wide in awe. A massive white dragon with 4 wings slowly descended to the field. Bright red eyes glared down at Sombra, beneath a golden crown set with a green stone. The dragon landed behind Twilight and roared, wings flaring up around it. Attack points 3,000. You perform a Synchro Summon and call out a monster no better than your original Judgment Dragon? Sombra looked at his eyebrows. I am disappointed. You won't be. Twilight pointed at her new monster. I have 4 Turner monsters with different names in my graveyard. Raiden, Felis, Minerva, and Scientia. Thus, I use Judgment Dragon's effect. By paying half of my life points, all other cards on the field are destroyed. Sombra eyes widened. What? Twilight life points, 50. Go! Judgment, the Dragon of Heaven! Twilight glared at Sombra as he issued your destroy everything in sight! Judgment flapped its wings and rose into the air. It was high above the field, looked down and opened its jaws. Its mouth glowing bright with golden energy. It fired the beam straight to the ground. The blast struck and a shockwave of light burst out. Sombra raised his arm to his face and turned away so a wave hit his 3 monsters. The trio lighting up and bursting of light particles. Twilight smiled as Judgment descended from behind her again. Now it's your field that's been wiped out. As the smoke cleared, Sombra lowered his arm and sneered. Not quite. Above him, 2 glowing silhouettes emerged from the shadows, one red and blue. Twilight recoiled as he recognized them. Your pendulums? Not anymore. Sombra spread his hands. When my Triple D Crystal Queen for Azoke and Triple D Crystal King from Blitter are destroyed, while in my pendulum zones together, I can summon them to the field as monsters. Azoke's cloak settled around her. Her blue power core gleaming, 3,500. Next to her, for Blitter chuckled deeply, eyes and core glowing red. Attack points 4,000. No. Twilight stepped back. I can only use my monster's effect once per turn. A pity. Sombra gave a grunt. There's only one thing for you left to say, isn't there? Twilight slumped. Into my turn. She hung her head. I'm sorry, Sunset. Don't be, Sunset smiled. You're stronger than him. And so am I. You insult me, Sunset Simmer. Oh, I'm going to do more than insult you. Sunset snapped. Her body lit up red as she reached her deck. I'm going to beat you and win your magic from you. Not to use it, but to make sure you can't use it anymore. Make sure someone like you can't abuse their powers or hurt anyone ever again. Sunset's arms tense. For the sake of our school, Sombra, this is your end. My turn! Draw! Sunset drew, selected her card on her dual disc. I activate Harmony Guardian Capaccio in my Pendulum Zone. Red light coalesced in the air beside Sunset, forming a warrior, golden armor, holding a sword and shield. Red and yellow hair flowing in the air behind her. I use Capaccio's special ability. Since my other Pendulum Zone is empty, I can place a Harmony Guardian monster face up with my extra deck in it. I choose Harmony Guardian Mazia! Purple light rose on the other side of Sunset. Mazia floated up in it, purple armor shining purple. And now, using the Scale 3 Capaccio and Scale 5 Mazia, I Pendulum Summon! Raise a card like so for Sunset's dual disc. For the extra deck, come forth! Harmony Guardian Piantis! Harmony Guardian Grecius, Harmony Guardian Magnanimity, Harmony Guardian Gracia, and Harmony Guardian Hanistas! Pillars of blue, pink, white, yellow, and orange lights shine out from the ground in front of Sunset. One by one, the 5 Harmony Guardians rose to the field, arm crossed, weapons in array, and dropped back into the ground. Impressive lineup, Sombra said, but what do you think it accomplishes besides grandstanding? Sunset closed her eyes and inhaled. I've used this deck to master fusion summoning, synchro summoning, XYZ summoning, and even created pendulum summoning. If this is the power of my bond with my friends and their bonds with each other can produce, it really is capable of anything and everything. C10 snapped her eyes open, red light shining bright. I combined the power of all 7 of my Harmony Guardians! The 5 monsters rose up, flying level with Sunset's pendulum monsters. Strands of light, 7 colors whirled around each of them. 7 glowing brighter and brighter. As one, the light shot into the sky as a rainbow of light. The clouds of shadow game parted. Sunset put her hand over her dual disc. Red magic pulsing over her, swirls of light swirling over her limbs. I harmonize the spirits of the 7 guardians of harmony and open the dimensional gates to call upon a shining spirit of hope! Sunset's magic burst into spectacular colors. Unity summon! Ascend! Level 8! Harmony Guardian Capaccio Bene! The rainbow light vanished and a new monster hovered in the air where it had been. You know, if anybody feels like playing any rock song right about now, that would be a good time. A fey being in pink and white slowly descended. Ars red eyes staring down at Sombra, glowing wings of golden air as he spread from its back. Golden boots with sun emblems crossed each other as the being spread her hands, sending out more waves of light. Sombra gaped. Unity summon. Twilight slowly shook her head. It's beautiful. Ice Fury Sunset held her hand out. Capaccio Belly can be summoned by tributing any number of level 4 Harmony monsters from my side of the field, be they in the monster or pendulum zones. For each card tributed from monster zones, you gain that monster's original attack points. And for each card tributed, gains an additional attack this turn! Sombra gasped, then with all 7. The combined power of Pietas, Racius, Magnanimity, Gracia, Hanesius is transformed into Capaccio Belly. And by the power of Mazio and Capaccio, she can attack 3 times! Sunset nodded firmly. Harmony Guardian Capaccio Belly. Attack Triple D, Crystal Key for Soke, and Triple D, Crystal Key for Winter! Capaccio Belly. Attack point 6,900. Raised its arms and fired 2 beams of gold magic. The beams struck Sombra's 2 monsters and they lit up gold. Sombra stared horrified as their power cores cracked apart. Light shining for them and shattered, the monsters exploding. Sombra life points, 4,500. No! Sombra growled as Capaccio Belly loomed above him, her arms brought together to form an orb of light. This can't be possible. Your magic can't defeat mine! Yes, it can. I explained how, but I have a feeling you wouldn't understand. Eyes blazing with rainbow light, hair glowing, fluttering behind her. Sunset thrust out her hand. Harmony Guardian Capaccio Belly! Attack Sombra directly! Capaccio Belly spread his arms, and the orb of light fired between them fired forward. Sombra screamed and raised his hands as the light impacted him. Swirls of rainbow light erupting around it. His eyes lit up, green magic flickering rapidly. Green light shot into the air around Sombra, piercing the clouds of the shadow game. The purple mist rapidly faded, the evening sky shining down. Around the field, the spectators of Caroline High, Crystal Pratt reappeared behind the darkness, watching the field. Sunset and Twilight's monsters dissolved and the light faded. Sombra, head tilted back, eyes bright green, let out a weak groan. The green faded. He fell to his knees before collapsing to the ground.